PSG leading the break. Gomes looking for the overlap. Alba inside. It's Messi!
Outside, it plays it inside. Great tackle, but he's finished off by Xavi. It's a run from him, but it's Messi. It's Iniesta!
La Liga 2022-23 season is about to end, and Barcelona played their match against Real Sociedad today, which unfortunately they lost 2-1. It was kind of awkward celebrations towards the end of the match because yes, we won the league, which is amazing, really great stuff, but we also lost the match today, and to a team which would have made a big statement for us. Like, of course, winning the league is amazing, no doubt. Don't get me wrong about that. I'm not happy with the league. But also ending the season strong is really amazing. You know, it would give amazing morale to the team and everything. I do get we are in the experiment phase. I do understand that. But still, you know, winning against teams like Real Sociedad, who are quite high, you know, in the La Liga, and as well they're doing pretty well this season, would have been pretty good. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we do not have some of our star players in this match. But yeah, I'm kind of sad about that. But yeah, let's get into the match review, and I won't make it too long because, well, I do want to give you guys my thoughts towards of the season as well. How did this season go for Barcelona towards the end? And yeah, I'll sum up the match for you guys as quick as possible. Let's get into it. And let's begin with the starting 11 plus Barca with the 11. Ter Stegen in goal. Our backline Alba, Christensen, Koundé and Balde. Midfield 3, Kessie, Busquets, De Jong. And our front 3, Dembele on the left, Rafinha on the right and Lewandowski up top. So we went with Jordi Alba left back and Balde right back, which again, I get it because Araujo was actually injured in training before this match. So unfortunately, he could not join up the match. And same goes for Pedri. We kind of missed our Gala 11 in this match. And we kind of went with some experiments, like Kessie came back to midfield. Gavi was also suspended, so that's why he wasn't there. And we went with Dembele and Rafinha on the flanks. But talking about that first half, and that first half was not that great for Barcelona. I mean, it was kind of neck to neck between Barcelona and Real Sociedad. Nothing crazy was happening in this match except for one moment for Real Sociedad. Other than that, it was kind of neck to neck between them. You know, they both were pressing intensely and they both were, you know, recovering balls, dispossessing themselves. That was kind of the story of the first half. Like, they were just going back and forth, back and forth. For Barcelona, it was like, while they were recovering the ball well, when it comes to the final third, the decision making was very questionable. And also, Real Sociedad went with almost like 4 or 5 at the back. Not really parked the bus, but kind of built a wall near the goalkeeper area, you know, near the box. So it kind of made it difficult for Barcelona to enter, to break it. And Dembele was trying his best. You know, he was probably the second best player in today's match. He was kind of rusty at the beginning and in some moments, but in a lot of moments he shone really well, and I think he did a great job today. But yeah, that was basically the first half. Like, Real Sociedad and Barcelona, they were pressing each other. They were doing it one by one, you know, just like recovering the ball and then dispossessing, etc. And for Barcelona, the attacks were kind of stagnant because at the final third, we just weren't getting it. Like, Real Sociedad were able to clear it away, or Dembele was not able to pass the ball properly. We were having heavy touches and everything. When we were having some of transitions, Real Sociedad were doing good in terms of recovering it. Zubimendi was quite good today. So that's pretty much the story for the first half. But of course, Real Sociedad were the ones to score the first goal of this match. And it came very, very early, just around the 5th minute. It was a fatal error from Jules Koundé. He got dispossessed. Sorloth then gave a very nice pass towards Mikel Merino, who was inside the box. And Mikel Merino hit it in, made it 1-0 for Real Sociedad. And after that, it was just like I said, back and forth, recoveries and dispossession between Barcelona and Real Sociedad. Barcelona kind of being clueless. I've already repeated it. So yeah, that's this first half sum for you. And let's get into the second half. And now let's begin with the second half, where it was kind of similar like the first half. Again, Real Sociedad and Barcelona were recovering the ball really well and they're dispossessing each other. And well, in second half, I guess the tactics kind of changed from Xavi, because one thing he realized was Real Sociedad in second half while they were going with 4 at the back, they were also keeping like 3 midfielders or 4 players in the mid-block area. So because of that, it was kind of hard for Barcelona to create chances. Centrally, they were very dependent upon the wings, which wasn't really working well. So Xavi made some changes in which he basically changed the formation to something like 4-2-4. So we had Ansu, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres and Dembele as the front 4. And then we had De Jong and Busquets as the pivot. So that was a good, I would say an interesting change, because Ansu was playing close to Lewandowski, a place where I kind of think Ansu can thrive on. It's just the match wasn't the proper one, because again, Real Sociedad, while having 4 players behind as well as mid-block, it wasn't really having, many opportunities for us to give some good service to them. And Ferran also kind of wasn't really that great in this match. And Ansu wasn't really getting the service. He was trying whatever he could. So it wasn't really working that well. It was a good idea though, because that was probably one of the good tricks that we could try. We were able to create a little bit more chances actually in this half with that formation change and the tactical change. But probably the 2 chances that we were able to score or close to scoring was actually in the first half. Both of Kessie, in which, De Jong was involved, Christensen and, Dembele was also involved. But other than those chances, really, nothing really else was there for Barcelona. And of course, Real Sociedad scored the second goal of the match around the 72nd minute or something. So basically in this, De Jong gets dispossessed by Zubimendi, and then Zubimendi passes it towards, I think, Kubo, and then Kubo gives a very nice pass towards Sorloth, and then Sorloth, of course, hit it in, made it 2-0 for Real Sociedad. So brilliant stuff, really good transition. Real Sociedad's plan was basically this, just sit back, create a mid-block, win the possession, quickly transition and hit them on the break. And they did it pretty well, because we were playing with a very high line and we did not have a strong, robust defenders. I would say kind of that Christensen did not have a really great match today. I think he was fantastic throughout the season, consistency at top. Well, today it was not really that great, but it's okay. It's just one of those games. But majority of the games he has been absolutely brilliant. It's just this game he wasn't really that great. But yeah, you could also kind of give the benefit of doubt to Koundé, who also did a very fatal error in that first half. So it's not really Christensen's fault. But nonetheless, I think it was not that good from Barcelona. They were not able to create much chances. They had some just heavy touches and clueless in final third. It was just causing chaos. However, we did indeed get a consolation goal towards the end, around the 89th minute, I think. So this one, it involves another substitute, Pablo Torres. So Pablo Torres gave a pass towards Ferran Torres, and then Ferran Torres gave a nice cross inside the box towards Lewandowski, and Lewandowski gave a very good header inside the goal, made it 2-1 for Barcelona, and that was his 22nd goal of La Liga. Maybe he might win the Pichichi, let's see. But yeah, that's just how the match ends. Real Sociedad deserves it. We did not really do that well. We could have done much, much better. And yeah, that's just how the match ends, and score being 2-1. Now, talking about the end of season review. So, the thoughts of end of season, I would like to say. So, basically, La Liga is over and Barcelona lift the trophy. It was really great. This is probably Busquets' last moment in Camp Nou to lift the trophy, and it was really great stuff for Barcelona. Although the celebrations could have been much better, like I mentioned in the intro, if he would have won the match. But yeah, the Camp Nou was kind of dead because of that loss. But still, it's great. Barcelona, they did really well this season. When talking about the whole season, it was very good from the start from Barcelona. We were having a large gap against Real Madrid until World Cup. And then after World Cup, it was kind of close, but not really that close for Barcelona. And it was just going back and forth. Whenever Madrid used to lose, we used to lose. It wasn't like we were having a very superior gap. Like, we used to have a superior gap, 12 points, 14 points. But when we could have made the gap 18 points or something, 20 points, we just wouldn't be able to, because we had the Madrid juju, just Madrid loses, we also lose. So we couldn't capitalize on stuff. And the transfer window as well was kind of crazy. Memphis Depay went to Atletico Madrid. These are just some of thoughts that I'm randomly processing about the season, and I think we did a great job. League was definitely a high priority for Barcelona, for Laporta, for Xavi, and we achieved it, and I'm really glad, especially with the injury crisis that we had. It was really tough to handle, but hey, that's just what football is. You got to go through it, and we did well, won the trophy, and yeah, I think when it comes to rating the season, I don't know what exact number to give, because I am happy, but I'm not really that happy. I think Champions League, I think I will give the benefit of the doubt. Like, it wasn't really our season. Like, in Champions League, we just did not have the players. We somewhat tried how much ever we could. And with all the injuries and stuff, we just couldn't do much. So it was kind of unfortunate. But I think when it comes to Europa League, I think we could have done much better. In terms of rotating the players, I think things would have made it much better. Like Pablo Torre, who has got very few minutes, who came on, against Real Sociedad and looked kind of lively. Of course, he just came for 5 minutes, what much he can show. But with the line breaking passes and everything, he was looking good. I think he should have gotten some chances and maybe used some rotations for Pedri. We used Gavi a lot in this season as well, but it's pretty incredible that Gavi did not get injured much. Most of the matches that he missed was due to suspension, which is kind of crazy. But I think with proper rotations, we could have maybe competed for all trophies, La Liga, Copa del Rey, as well as Europa League. We did for La Liga, we did for Supercopa, which again, that was a really good win against Madrid in the final. And Copa del Rey also, I'm kind of sad that, the first leg went pretty different for Barcelona. We went with a very pragmatic approach, and then unfortunately second leg just went very horrible. And of course, we didn't have our star players again in that match, so that was quite unfortunate. Europa League really is the one that hurts me, because I thought this season we had a decent caliber of players this season for Europa League. Of course, Pedri, Dembele were injured. Even Christensen, if I'm not wrong, was injured, which was a problem. But I think, with how the matches and everything went, we just kind of choked towards the end, And of course, I'd given my match review about Manchester United versus Barcelona, both the legs and stuff, and gave my thoughts about it. So yeah, you guys can go watch it if you guys want to know how that match went. So I'm kind of very sad about the Europa League campaign. I think we could have maybe reached the final. I don't know, I just feel like it. And that really hurts. And Copa del Rey as well hurts. But talking about domestic double, La Liga, Supercopa, it's not bad. With the caliber of squad, with good proper rotations, I think we could have done better. So I would give this season probably a 7 out of 10. I think this is kind of low for you guys, but I think we did pretty decent when it comes to achievements. But also, I think we should also consider, or I should consider, upon the development of the players. Many players developed a lot massively, especially Araujo, like one of the most underrated players when it comes to improvements, because his ball distribution has become so much better, and so many players became so good under Xavi this season. Pedri becoming an absolute vital player under Xavi. Gavi being an absolute monster, work ethic, just incredible stuff. Dembele, of course, having the confidence of Xavi and always showing up when needed. At times he was frustrating, so that was kind of frustrating. Rafinha as well really did well. Lewandowski had an on and off season. This season, like, he wasn't the best at most of the games, but he did still score goals, so that was quite good. So I think it was a decent season from Barcelona, but I expect a lot more better things next season. And with the rumored signings and everything that we are having, Lionel Messi, Gundogan, maybe Amrabat or Zubimendi, even Kimmich is actually being in talks nowadays. So that's also going to be a dream signing for Barcelona. Imagine a double pivot of De Jong and Kimmich. That would be absolutely incredible. And just looking forward for the next season. I think this was a 7 out of 10 season for me. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Força Barça.